Good morning. What was that?
No, it was good. All right.
Okay.
Good morning.
So, welcome to the Bookbinders. Welcome to the Bookbinders. Today we are analyzing Margaret by Lana Del Rey.
Yes.
Take it away, Charlotte.
I'm Charlotte.
Je m'appelle Sarah.
Yes,
That's English.
that's English.
That's English.
So
Okay.
Margaret. Woo. Okay, one word.
Love you. Anyway.
Anyway, one word.
One word. Jack Antonoff and Margaret.
What's her name?
I wrote it.
Crater.
No, it's not that. It's not the other one. It's where I wrote it down. I wrote it down today.
It's like something with a Q, right?
Yes. Oh, not that. It's here. Did you know the tunnel under ocean? What's going on? Okay. I wrote it down. My God. Quali. You're right, but now I can't figure out where I wrote it down because I'm convinced that I wrote it down somewhere. Ah, here it is. Okay. Yes, it is Margaret Quali. It is Margaret Quali. Anyway,
Quali.
where are we going to? Here. This is Candy Necklace. This is Margaret. Oh my God, chaos. Apologies.
Okay.
Yes, so Margaret Quali. I will talk about the actual things that Lana has said about the song because unlike Charlotte, I did not analyze it with my own brain. I just analyzed it based on real events that occurred, while Charlotte analyzed it through her own brain. I just had a lot of previous context on it because I had read articles about this song. So so for some context for you, Margaret Quali is the wife of Jack Antonoff. Well, are they? They're engaged.
Fiance.
They're engaged. And the song was written by Lana Del Rey for Jack Antonoff and Margaret Qualley to play at their wedding.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, that is very cute.
That is cute. Yeah. See, I had absolutely no
and
context.
Your one word, please.
Oh yes, my one word. Well, it's actually a phrase.
Okay.
Go
ahead.
Oh, it was
You
gay
already
heartbreak.
said it.
Yeah, I said it in last
the previous
episode.
video.
But it's fine. It's fine. That's
It's
my
okay.
word.
It's okay.
And that's my word because I analyzed it with absolutely no context.
It's fine. I actually like it with no context because I think I just ruined it for myself analyzing it in context.
No, it is important to have the real life grounding you.
And I knew I actually wrote in my analysis I'm gonna reanalyze it from the point of view how it pertains to Lana, but then I was just no.
Well, that would be so much work. You'd have to analyze it twice. But... Okay, so what was it? First impressions.
Yeah, first impressions. So, I like this song, but I have a bias. I have a bias. Anyway, your turn.
I also like this song. Sans bias. I think it just sounds nice.
I think it sounds very pretty.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a nice song. Let's start with the first line.
Alright.
This is a simple song. I'm going to write it for a friend.
Alright, so what did you...
Well, for me, it's very obvious because Lana is writing the song for Jack Antonoff, her good friend.
Yeah. Okay, so for my analysis, she says, this is a simple song, I'm gonna write it for a friend, right? So, simple song, it's she's trying to say there's nothing complex, there's gonna be no innuendo, there are no metaphors.
There are a lot of innuendo type lyrics. That's so funny. Oh my God. Yay, have fun. Apologies, you guys. That was Charlotte's extraterrestrial ringtone.
Oh my
God. But it adds a dramatic effect, so we love it.
Very dramatic. We love jump scares.
Yeah, we love the jump scares. I hope you got scared too with us. Where were we? Where are we going to go?
We were.
Oh. Do you want to move on to the next line, or do you want to?
Wait, no, I didn't finish the first line.
Okay, finish the first line.
Okay, so basically, there's she's trying to say outright warning. This song has no metaphors, no innuendo. I'm only saying exactly what I mean. Don't look deeper into it.
Yeah.
And by saying this, the very first line, she's saying don't look for a deeper meaning. It's she's trying to hide the fact that there is a deeper meaning that she doesn't want
that's what we do here.
to be revealed. Yeah, we are gonna look into it.
We're gonna find the deeper meaning.
Writing
Lana.
it for a friend, it's like something that so many people say when they're like trying to.
Just friend.
Yeah. They're like, "Can I ask you advice from a friend?" You know, wink, wink,
my
nod.
friend is going through this issue.
Yeah, my friend might have a crush on this like that.
Yeah.
People use friend as an excuse
to hide something.
Something, exactly. Which is that's my analysis for the first time.
Okay, so then that goes into the next line. My shirt is inside out. I'm messy with the pen. I didn't really get this line because
it's so random.
Yeah,
it's so random.
If her shirt is inside out, I'm confused. But I feel like seeing them in love, Lana seeing Jack and Margaret in love, Lana wants to be in love, so she has all these like side people who she's like hooking up with, and like basically her shirt is inside out because she was like trying to find love, but she's messy with the pen because it's such a beautiful like story, and she feels like she has to write about it.
Oh, interesting. For this line, I said that she's like all over the place because there's something that she needs to address. There's some sort of feeling that she needs to address, and she has been repressing it.
Right.
So like, her shirt's inside out. That's like not right. Her shirt is not where it should be because she's a mess, and then she's messy with the pen. That's like she's frantically trying to express this feeling in the best way she knows how, which is a writer. Like Lana said, she's a writer first. That's why she's messy. She's trying to relieve the pressure so frantically.
Yeah. And then the next line is, he met Margaret on a rooftop. She was wearing white. So in my context, Jackie Antonoff meets Margaret on a rooftop. Pretty straightforward. She's wearing white. That could mean angelicness, purity, and it could also have a sense of like, oh yeah, like this is the girl I'm destined for because she's wearing white, because she's so elegant and pretty. Like, this is the girl I will marry. Like in that context. What did you think?
For this, I forgot to analyze the whole white color symbolism. Like I usually always analyze the color symbol, but I didn't this time. But this, it's like he met Margaret on our rooftop. So, like, it gave me rooftop party vibes, first of all. Because that seems like a place where you just meet someone. Like a rooftop party. Right. And then the whole our roof. Is it like Jack and Lana were roommates because they're working together? Or maybe it's Lana's roof with someone else? But one thing that I noted about the whole she's wearing white is that Lana remembers it too. Like,
yeah,
it's not just she was like, oh yeah, they met on the rooftop. She remembers what Margaret was wearing. She was wearing white. That means that Margaret was sticking in Lana's mind for some reason.
Okay, well, here's my take on that same thing. I think instead of Lana remembering Margaret, I think Lana remembered Jack's words. Lana remembered that Jack told her that, oh yeah, she was wearing white, she was so elegant, she was so pretty. Like, because Lana is that good of a friend.
Maybe. But also, if Margaret and he met on the rooftop that Lana shared with someone, the whole our rooftop, that means that Lana was probably there too.
Perhaps.
Which is why I think that she remembered Margaret wearing white.
Yeah.
And then I know your point, it kind of ties into the next few lines where, like, Jack is saying words, but I also have theories about that.
Yeah. Okay, and then, and he was like, I might be in trouble. So I think this is just him, like, I'm so in love with her that I can't even think, I can't even write music, I can't even produce your songs. I don't know why I said that in British, weird accent. It's not even a British accent, it's just like a weird accent. Anyway, mine is very straightforward. Your turn.
Yeah, mine is like, because if they were friends, and they think they are friends, I mean, obviously they're friends if she's writing this for him in actuality. But, like, he was probably there, and they both saw Margaret wearing white, looking like some sort of angelic being, and he was like, I might be in trouble. But then Lana is also kind of in trouble. There's, like, a reference to he a lot. He did this, he felt that, he saw that, and it's all very speculative. Like, she would know that, yes, if he told her, But there's also, she would know that he was feeling that if she was also feeling that.
She would be able to empathize with that. Is that all you have to say?
For that line, yeah.
Okay. And he had flashes of a good life. Oh, well, let's just stay there. So, I mean, flashes of a good life strikes me as someone who had a good... Well, he had flashes of good life. So, I mean, he's viewing into the future. He's like, I'm going to have this good life with Margaret.
Yeah, that's I got the exact same analysis.
And that goes into he had flashes of a good life. And he was like, should I jump off this roof or do it on the double?
Yeah.
Would you like to share?
So for this one, jumping is basically falling, right?
Yeah.
So falling in love. So he's like, he is falling in love, and he's like,
Yeah.
well, do it on the double means like do it quicker, like double speed. So he's basically saying inevitably I'm gonna fall in love.
Yeah.
Should I do it now or accelerate it?
Yeah.
But in all of this, Lana keeps saying he did this, he did that. And, like, if you take it in actual context, it's because she's writing a song for him.
Yeah.
But if you eliminate that context and just look at it from, like, analyzing any other song, then it's like she's putting that distance between herself and the narrative by being a writer.
Right.
But she's already connected it to herself. And so she's, like, saying he to make it very clear that she wants the attention to be on what Jack felt, not what she is feeling.
Right. So, and then he was like, I might be in trouble. I really didn't have much of it. Jump off this roof. I didn't really have that much analysis on that. But, that goes into the next line. 'Cause baby, if your love is in trouble.
So what do you have for that?
Well, I was kind of thinking with this, like, if you ever feel like your relationship is crashing down, if you ever feel a bad part in your relationship, I mean, you know that you're in love, which goes into the chorus. But what did you think?
So, in this I had, like, your love in the not traditional, but, like, some literature refers to hearts as love and love as the heart. And, like, they're used sometimes interchangeably in their, like, symbolic forms. So, like, if your love is in trouble or at risk for, like, causing you to fall for someone, then, well, not just, like, your heart is at risk for falling for someone.
Yeah, for, like, breaking in the end,
for
right?
breaking in the end, feeling pain, then that means...
Because she cares for him as a friend. Like, she thinks of him dearly as a friend, and she's scared that...
And,
that
and
he might be broken.
Well, she's, like, giving advice. It's almost like, you know...
She's, like, the friendly friend.
Yeah, exactly, friendly advice that you give to your friend who you might be in love with their fiancé.
And then, I mean, baby, if your love is in trouble, because baby, if your love, all that. And then, when you know, you know. What did you think about that?
Basically, like, when you know that you love someone, that's when you know.
Precisely, that's what I thought too. And then it kind of makes me laugh.
Running down that path.
Well, let's first start with it kind of makes me laugh.
Yeah. What did you say?
Well, she's happy. I feel like she's happy to see two people in love. She's like, she wants to be in love upon seeing them in love.
Interesting.
What'd you think?
I thought that she's laughing at herself.
Yeah.
For falling for someone she can't have. Like, in this, it connects very much to this and the second half of this line, which is running down that path. Which is something that I've just seen a lot of in, like...
Wait, so are you saying that Lana's in love with Margaret?
Yeah.
Like, in a storyline?
In a storyline.
Yeah.
That's the storyline. Not in actuality.
Yeah. But, I mean,
disclaimer.
there is a queer theme in this album.
I should have put a disclaimer. I'm not saying in actuality that Lana Del Rey... Yeah, no. I'm just saying in this storyline, she's laughing at herself because she's following the path of that path. It's like falling in love, knowing you've fallen in love. Like knowing that when you know, you know. Right? So she's laughing at herself because she knows, but what is she going to do about it?
Right. And then she's like laughing at herself for running down that path. But I think in my analysis, it was more like it kind of makes me laugh. Running down that path, the path of love, the path of being in a relationship. And then, I mean, when you know you...
When you're good...
when you're good, it's gold. And I feel like that's just, like, when your relationship is stable, it's stable. Like, it's okay because when you're good, you're always going to be gold. When your relationship is there, it's always going to be a gold relationship.
And this gold is like gold medal. That's the winner. Right? So when you're good, when you have the good life, that's when you win. Yeah. And in this, I'm not saying, like, it's competition between Jack, not actual Jack Antonoff, just like the character Jack. Yeah. And then the character Lana. Not like it's a competition. It's just like Lana sees it as whoever gets to end up having that good life with Margaret. Right. Margaret is the winner.
And then, because when you know, you know. Anything to say about that?
No, it's the same as...
Words to all my friends. So, I mean, I took this as he's trying to give advice to all of his other friends who are like, how is it like to be in love? Like, what is it like to be in love? How do I fall in love? And this is now Jack speaking. Jack is now telling the audience, he's like, telling everyone, you know, like, this is what being in love is like. What did you think?
Interesting. This one tripped me up a bit. So I said that, like, the friends could be either, like, Lana Del Rey's real friends in real life and or fans or anyone who's, like, loyal to her or around her a lot because of, you know, the connotations that will come out later. But, like, the word, it's, like, it's a greeting, but it's also almost like, I appreciate you for being there.
I think that blends into
the next...
with their red flags, they're white knights, they're black eyes, and they're blue lights. I mean, obviously all of these have their little definitions, but I think each of these are just definitions of parts of a relationship, parts that you... stages in a relationship that you could experience. So he's trying to say to anyone in a relationship or anyone going through a relationship or situationship, whatever it might be, he's addressing all these people. He's saying, like, this is what it's like when you know you know. I mean, no matter what's going on.
Yeah. Well, red flags, you said, there's each individual definitions. So for red flags, it's like the fans in this, I took it in the context of fans for this one because like they're relating to all of her music, which means that they're in troublesome not necessarily in troublesome mindsets, but they have gone through things. Pretty much in general, people who were relating to her music and like getting very close to her through that music are probably people who are going to relate to at least some extent, but which is it should be a red flag. Yeah, I can't think today. Like it's a red flag to her, because what she went through, she doesn't want other people to have gone through. Yeah. But the fans, while they're red flags, they're also saviors, which are the white knights.
Yeah, and then
black
eyes.
It's like Now we're switching to her real friends. There's no consistency in this. I don't know what I was saying. Her real friends are pessimists, because that's what black eyes symbolize. They're saying like, oh, Margaret is with Jack, you can't do that. And blue lies, lies are like told by a group of people for the good of the group. And so you get that bond of like, we're in this together now. We screwed up the situation and then we lied about it. And now we have that bond that we make through that shared lie.
Yeah. And then that goes into, you're asking yourself, how do you know? And that's your answer. The answer is no.
So what do you say for that?
Well, my thought for this is, if you're questioning, you probably don't like this person. Like, because if you know you're in love, you know you're in love. When you know, you know, you know, you know. What did you think?
I thought basically the same thing. Like, if you aren't sure, if there's a part of you that's like, do I love this person? Then you know it's not real.
Yeah, because you shouldn't have to guess if you love a person. And then the next one is, you gotta run away like your head is on fire.
Yeah.
So I mean, you've got to run from this. I feel like this is like a toxic kind of, because I mean, unreliable narrators here. Not all the time are they going to be correct, and I think in this case he's saying that it's better to be in love than be in this relationship where you're always guessing, and he's kind of saying that, like, my whole life I've been guessing, and then I just figured it out, and before I've just been running, and now I'm finally like reached my destination.
Interesting.
What did you say?
For this I took, like, if you're unsure about your relationship, then you should just put as much distance between yourself and those feelings that you're having as possible. Like, just separate yourself from the emotions, run away from all the feelings that you're having in this relationship, because that's what you have to do to protect yourself.
Right.
From this, you have to run like you lost it and you can't think, because if you don't get out of that relationship, or if you don't get away from what could have been a relationship or what's causing you heartbreak, then it hurts you.
Right. And then that goes into the chorus, when you know, you know, you know, you know, and then it switches to, and when you're old, like Hollywood and me.
And the diamond on your ring. This.
Well, I like this part.
I know.
When you're old. I feel like knowing you're in love is knowing something so simple, like knowing when you're old. And I think that's the message that she's trying to convey here.
Oh, that's.
And I feel like
smart.
knowing you're old is like, are we old right now as teenagers? Are we going to be old like later in our midlife crisis or whatever? I don't know. But when you're old, you kind of like feel it in your body, and I mean, you feel love sometimes, and you feel old sometimes, but sometimes you don't feel old, and you know, because when you're old, you're old.
Yeah.
And it's just a fact, like, you can't deny it. When you're old, but it's such a variable kind of thing, and you can be old at any point, but you can also be in love at any point. So
that's true.
And then what did you think about that?
For this one, it's like her growing older.
Yeah.
She's like, her life is moving on, their lives are moving on, but the feeling of love is still there. Like, she's still in love with Margaret, because obviously she's friends with the family now, and so like they've stayed in touch. So when you're old. That's just her growing older, but still keeping a hold of the same feelings that she tried. Well, she didn't run away from, right? Because she knew.
Yeah.
And then the next line,
like Hollywood and me, the diamond on your ring.
Oh my God.
Well, Hollywood and me, I feel like Lana has a push and pull reaction with Hollywood. I mean, sometimes she's greatly associated with it, but sometimes I feel like she can be rejected from Hollywood. And I think when you're old, it's like Hollywood and me, meaning sometimes you're old, sometimes you're not. Hollywood and me, sometimes I'm old in Hollywood, sometimes I'm old, meaning like old news, and sometimes I'm like this new amazing thing.
Oh, interesting.
What did you
That's a
think?
good point. For this, I took it in the context of like old Hollywood vibes. Like, that's very much what Lana conveys to me. So she's saying, like, I have this old Hollywood vibe, and the diamond on your ring, now she's talking to Margaret. The ring is like Margaret's wedding ring or engagement ring with Jack.
Right.
But she got a vintage diamond cut, like old-fashioned or basically vintage diamond cut, because it suits her. And they're both these old souls, and that's their connection. Like, they're meant for each other, because, like, we see in the next line, and with the diamond ring, they have this connection through the fact that they're old souls.
Right. And I think, well, for me, the diamond on your ring is, like, the part of love that's, like, does it really matter? Because the diamond on the ring is, like, the superficial part of it. But then that goes into the soul that you bring to the table. That's, like, who you really are going to be in this relationship. What are you going to contribute to our relationship? So that's kind of, like, the soul that you bring to the table.
Yeah.
What did you think for that?
For this one, it's, like, the fact that Margaret's soul, like, she's an old soul, just like Lana. I would say that Lana very much is an old soul. And so it's like, she's finally found someone who she belongs with, because they have that bond over, like, liking music that maybe some other people don't like because it's older fashioned. Although, I mean, plenty of people like old-fashioned music. It's just like, there's a certain kind of bond that you get with someone who's similar to you, in the fact that you're an old soul.
Right. And then that goes into
one that makes
the
me
one that makes me sing
in a minor key.
in a minor key. I feel like minor key music could be very soft and light, and that connects back to the old Hollywood music that they like together as old souls. But I feel like it's just like the love that makes me sing about it. Like when I sing about love, this is what I sing about.
Interesting. So minor keys in music theory, like when they're teaching you music theory in all of your orchestra classes, they're always like, minor keys are the one that sound sad, and major keys are the one that sound happy. The amount of music theory lessons that have gone like that. So many. So basically, Margaret, like, makes Lana so happy because she loves her, and because she's so happy with Margaret, she gets sad because she can't have Margaret ever, because Margaret's engaged to someone else.
Yeah.
And potentially straight. So like it's melancholy because Margaret makes her so happy that it makes her sad.
Yeah, and I think another thing is just like the one that makes me sing in a minor key because she can't have love. And in a general context, like if you see people in love and you want to sing about the fact that you can't have that love, that's exactly what it's portraying here.
Exactly.
And then, because when you know, you know. That,
well, yeah, it's the same.
When you know you're in love, you know you're in love. And when you know, you know. So if you don't know, don't give up. I feel like this is different from the previous thing because it's like, if you don't know, don't give up on finding the right one where you're going to know immediately, like Jack did on the rooftop.
Yeah. This, I said similar, like, this is older Lana Del Rey learning life lessons. Yeah. So, like, even if you don't find love with one person, don't, like, completely give up on life or love or even that person. You just need to see that there are more options. There's that cliche thing that everyone says. There's more fish in the sea.
There are more fish in the sea. Okay. Maybe tomorrow you'll know.
Yeah.
Maybe tomorrow you'll know. Yeah. Maybe it's... And then she repeats that 3 times.
Yeah. So just like...
I feel like that's very straightforward.
Yeah. Maybe in the future you'll find peace. You'll find someone who's meant for you. And then the next part...
I feel like this
so
is...
Whack.
I feel like, okay, for me, this is like her saying, like, hey, you know, you could find love at this party. Like, so join the party, their wedding. The party's December 18th.
It's the wedding
day. And I feel like she's saying, like, we're gonna find love here, like, with Jack and Margaret, but what if you find someone at the wedding, too? Like, because it's, like, a perfect place to find love, right? So the party's December 18th. And then, all right, let's waltz this out, kids. So this is just, like... dance it out. Like, I know if your love is in trouble, but let's just dance it out.
Yeah. So for this part, I will tell you, my analysis got so whack. Like, I don't even know what's happening. Okay, so join the party, and it's kind of like the phrase, like, join the club that people say when someone's like, oh, I hate life, oh, join the club.
Join the club.
Yeah, so this is like, join the party, join the club of someone who's lost love, or someone who doesn't have their person, or maybe they do have their person, they know who their person is, and it's just, they're out of reach.
Yeah.
So, anyone who doesn't know, or anyone who doesn't have it, or lost someone, then they need the... So as we said, Jack and Margaret's wedding is December 18th, and the day that they get married, Lana loses all hope. Basically, like, if the party is equal to not having your person, then December 18th is the day that she loses her person.
Right.
Which is why the party is on December 18th.
Oh, I like that.
And so she's saying, like, let's waltz this out. So she's talking to all the people who are part of this party, this club.
This club.
Of people who have no one or lost their someone.
Right.
And she's saying, like, let's waltz together in our loneliness.
And then she goes back to the chorus and says, the one that makes me sing in a minor key, diamond on your ring, because when you know, you know. When you know, you know.
She says, diamond ring. She mentions diamond ring 3 times in the song, which is more than any of the other, like, parts of that. So she keeps coming back to this diamond ring.
Right.
Because it's heartbreaking for her. She goes over and over in her mind, this diamond, this old diamond.
Right.
The very diamond that shows how much her and Margaret are meant for each other, because of that bond, is also the symbol of the very event that's gonna prevent her from having a happy ending with Margaret.
Right. Yeah, I can definitely see all of that. And ultimately, this is such a sad, happy love song. So anything, final thoughts?
Nothing final in terms of analysis, only like ratings.
Okay, let's get into ratings.
Analysis
Rating. What did you think?
When I officially finished that, I was like, this is a 9 analysis.
Oh, I think it's a 9 analysis for you. For me, it was so straightforward, so I'm just gonna say 5 because there was nothing to it, and it wasn't necessarily bad. It was just nothing to it, so it was 5. And then for the overall song analysis, I am going to say that my rating for the song has to be like an 8. It gives 8 vibes to me.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say too. Like, very much 8.
Mm-hmm.
Also, like, low-key orange.
Orange, yeah. Or blue for me.
Yeah, orange and blue. That's
like Firefox.
Firefox Mozilla. Oh my god, that nostalgia. But yeah,
Firefox.
Yeah, I was gonna say an 8 too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so great song. Love that for you, Lana. No, yeah, we like this song. It's awesome. Okay. Anything else we should go over? Stay tuned for the next episode because we will be going over the title track.
Yes, title track finally, and then always keep overthinking.
And please let us know anything else you would like us to analyze in the future. Thank you for listening.
Thank you.
And stay tuned for the Bookbinders.